just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, 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 I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me.
All right, get in, race fans. We got a special race here tonight for the Vikings Motorsports Crooked Line Racing here, and no, don't adjust the sets. We are at the LA Coliseum, and there's a new track for NASCAR, and a new track for iRacing out here, and these guys are going to tackle it with these late models tonight. Got 2 heat races too. I got Tanner up here in the booth with me. These 2 heat races are going to be interesting because who can make the field?
Right, and I think with the way the numbers are shaking out, now we're completely new to this whole heat race format over here in the asphalt world, but it's looking like they condensed it down to 1 heat race, Joe, and it's saying only 9 make it to the feature, but I'm pretty sure everybody makes it in right here. This is just going to set the lineup for the feature event. $25 to win tonight. It's going to be interesting. LA Coliseum, we saw what it was like Sunday, right? I'm hoping today's a little bit cleaner, but I'm a little doubtful on that one, right?
Well, it's short track racing. I have said it over and over and over. To me, a mentality of a driver comes here, and we know drivers get mad and been out of shape and all that. But you should have the mentality, first and foremost, coming to a racetrack like this or any other sort. It's almost like Daytona and Talladega. It's not if, it's when the big one will happen. Well, you come to these short tracks, it's not if, it's when somebody's going to get into me or bump me, and I might slide or wreck or go up the track or whatever. It's just one of those things. To me, you should get in the back of your head because it's probably going to happen.
It's inevitable. You see some familiar faces up front there. Chris Carroll, Brian Zimmerman. They've been tough every Monday night when you call these races, Joe. I'm out there on the track with them trying to chase that 99.28.
Oh, fast.
Right.
Fast.
Right. But that invert tonight now, we've seen him come through from the back many weeks, right? He wins, has to go to the back. That invert tonight, if he does win this heat, automatically going to put him towards the back, right? Will he be able to come up to the front on a track this tight, this tough to pass? It'd be tough. I mean, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. I mean, we've also talked, I've talked to many a times about, new tires not really being the thing. It's all about track position. I feel like it's still going to be about track position here. You bring that up. He has to start, let's say, way back in 12th, 13th, 10th or something. And he get through the field.
Cleanly.
Carroll. What's that?
And get to the field cleanly, hoping nothing happens.
Right, yeah, and that was my next thing is, Carroll tries to, I've said it, not take away anything from any of the other drivers, but if it was on the last lap and I had anybody on my bumper, I'd probably want him there. But he's going to have to be a little more aggressive tonight if he wants to get through that field. I think everybody is. Now, I'm not advocating for y'all to go out there and wreck everybody now, guys. Okay, I'm not saying go out there and run everybody over. But the bump and run, unless you just want to sit back there and ride and eat peanut butter and jelly, and you better try to get that guy up to try to get around.
Green flag. As you see, we're going green here now. First time here for the LA Coliseum Bash, $25. 5 King Motorsports sponsored. And look at Alex Coffey. Already put it 3 wide. Got to get everything you can on these restarts, and he just proved that 3 right there.
And that's what I'm talking about. You got to be a little bit aggressive. Try to get what you can. New on here. You got Aiden Young, Metler right there in the mix. And Aiden, he's trying to see if he, what he can do. Going to try to use that dirt track experience of his to get around this track. Now, you can hold side by side for a little bit, but I think that inside lane eventually is going to be the place that you'll want to be. You got some good battles still out the field. Right now, Pittman up into the wall.
Pittman in the wall.
Ow.
So, I want to rewind it back real quick, Joe, to what we saw Alex Coffey at the very beginning. The speeds here, you go from about 65, 75 miles per hour all the way down to 35 in the corners, right? So the speeds here are just slow enough. If you do get to beating and banging, you really don't wreck. So we saw Alex. He went in there. He leaned on 2 other cars, but all cars remained going straight. Now, if you go in there and you hit somebody's back bumper and try to spin them, obviously you can. But what we saw there, Alex Coffey able to shoot it 3 wide, shoot the gap, and 3 cars came out still running in the heat race trying to set their position for the LA Clash, $25 to win here.
Absolutely. Like you just said, some money up on the line. And right now, all these guys kind of single file. I feel like right now they're trying to fill the track out. Trying to figure out what in the world, I can and I can't do on this track. I know they've had some practice. I know they've run it a little bit. But let's go a little further on back here. You can just say everybody's kind of single file right now. And fortunately, it's just how this track's set up. I mean, any short track, it's a short track series here at Crooked Line. So we've seen this many times, South Boston, Concord, Myrtle Beach, tracks like that.
Right.
They're single file style track.
But you saw Pittman right there. He got a little loose behind Willie. Looked like he was a little bit faster than Willie, but look at all that time he lost just when he knocked the rear tires off. You look at that car. He climbed the wall, Joe, right? But not very much damage, and he's hitting the wall again right there a little bit.
Yeah, it's just a fine line between coming off there and what you can and can't do. Interesting to see. Some tight turns here, and these cars have a lot of horsepower to them.
They're putting down a lot of power to those rear tires, but Pittman's not showing it right here, so when I say this, I'm going to sound like I have egg on my face. But you are kind of gripped up here. I think Pittman has something broke maybe in his car when he climbed the wall, and that's why we're seeing that car very, very, very mad at him right now. He's like very angry.
Not to say anything here, but you also, with coming out of these turns as sharp as they are, it's almost like road racing. That nose has got to be almost as straight as you can get it.
Absolutely.
Before you let down on that throttle. If not, she's going to try to come around.
You're exactly right. If
he is fighting that thing awful hard right now.
I think he's got those rear brakes heated up. We can see them glowing. If you look between the tires, the rotors there, folks. And he's got those rear tires heated up, and she's mad at him right now. She's not liking it. And with this track, you never had time to let the equipment really cool down because you're right back on. You see Willie Evernham overshoots it
here
for the checker. Ooh. Willie got him. Willie, Pittman, and Mettler.
Trying to go back here because Zimmerman got around Carroll.
Whoa.
Let's see. And he passed him on the last lap. Let's go back and watch him one more time. Hopefully we get it for the servers here.
Did Carroll make a mistake up here?
Yeah, because he had a pretty good lead. Well, hopefully it won't. Folks, that's
welcome to iRacing.
That's iRacing, man. There's nothing we can do about that. So
right. That's out of our hand at that point.
Had to be a slip up on Carroll's part because it happened in the last lap, right?
And there was so much real estate between those drivers that absolutely.
Oh.
Joe, I'm curious to see here. Now, you call dirt races, so I don't know, with it only being one heat, is it still going to hopefully put everybody? Yes, okay, I see Willie. I see our back finish. Okay, good. I was really nervous about that because I'm not used to this heat race format, folks. I'm completely new to it.
Yeah, it should. Now, I don't know why it only done 9 the heat, and then there was actually still another cars. It should have done second heat. I don't know why it did it that way. I know a lot of times, though, if there's not a full 20 or 24 car field, there won't be any mains in heat race. It'll skip those.
Okay.
But usually it does all the heats. Part I don't know in range, but
that's what I was sitting there nervous, biting my fingernails, didn't know what was happening here.
Yeah, that's me. That's why I didn't say anything earlier when you said it. I was like, they're all the other cars, you know.
Right. Look here, got Kelly Coffee in the chat, as always, saying go Coffee. Always, she's always there.
And see, here's the thing. He was up front, but now you got Pittman who was struggling with that car. He's out front with Willie Evernham. You've got guys that were the fast guys back in the back. Coffee, Carroll, Zimmerman. Can they get through the field here?
And now I'm going to go ahead and say this. Was Pittman playing the invert game there a little bit? Was he kind of...
If he was fighting an awful loose machine. I mean,
we've seen Pittman before. Right. We know Pittman can wheel a car, right? I mean, he's going to bring him a few wins, so... Was he maybe doing a little bit of entertainment right there and played the invert game?
Watched the whole race from this view. See everything going on the track.
Yeah.
That's the Blimpy Cam, folks. I always call it the Blimpy Cam. And I always like throwing out that Blimpy challenge and enter. Look, if you take the Blimpy challenge and you go up to your wife and just whisper in her ear, you look Blimpy fine tonight. If you make it back to the race next week, we know you didn't do it. If we don't see you for a month, we understand.
I'm not going to try it. I don't even think I want to try it. She might be listening right now, so I don't even want to try it.
Might be, yeah. Well, good start for Pittman. And you can see, I mean, this is just a good shot just to show you all the cars on the field here, what's going on in the back. And it's good. Again, you can see Pittman and him, and just where Carroll, back on the back. Nothing he can do. He is caught up. No contact, though.
That 52 is ready to go. He beat on the back of the 77 from the start. And the 77 will go around. Oh, going to get pushed back up.
See, now this is just
these boys are losing a lot of time.
This is classic short track racing here. But it's not helping them any. It's not helping them all. I mean, it's hurting
every one of them.
9 Stevens and Zimmer. I mean, it's just not really going to hurt, help you. And right there. Now let's see what Pittman's going to do with this car. I mean, remember, early on, he was fighting with that thing. No, Mettler knows how to get around these tracks.
Sorry, Joe. I was texting my admins that I forgot to tell him that lap 75 is the comp caution,
Okay. All right.
just to kind of bunch the field back up. I forgot all about it.
We're about bunching. It's not going to get too far out there. Oh, but you see right here, riding with Mettler. I mean, he's riding here in the tire tracks of Pittman. They look pretty even. I mean, even if you look at the lap times, matter of fact, the last lap time was dead even. You'd have to go into the thousandths of a second to split them. They both run 73, 73. And Willie Evernham back there was 71. So your top three are pretty dead heat even. Raymond fastest, and even right there, Pittman being a little bit quicker. So just, I don't know. Two guys though, they are moving away from third place.
They're moving right now. But look at this battle we got going on right here. Willie Evernham, Jason Raymond. They
AJ Warren.
I didn't know his name. He's kind of a new.
He must be a new one here in the
Right,
league.
he's fairly new.
Yeah, and I mean, he actually has done pretty good in the late models. Finished pretty good, I believe it was last week, week before. So really have shown up in a new guy here. Not gotten too much trouble, but oh, there you go. See, now that's what you got to do right there. Perfect. Just moved him.
Those are teammates right there too. 5K Motorsports drivers, but
And you
at
can't
some
get
point,
mad.
I tell them all the time. Do what's best out your windshield, right? Don't worry about your teammates. You can try to take care of them.
Don't wreck him, though. Don't wreck. I mean, you don't want to put him in like.
Whoa!
That was a little hard hit, but hey, I mean, but that's short. Me, I love this racing here. Short track races, beating and banging. It's just side by side rubbing. I don't know. Carroll's trying to come to the field.
Just cars everywhere. Not a huge field, right? That's by design. We didn't want 30 cars out here. We wanted a few more,
Lord,
I'll be honest.
Man, 30 cars, I can imagine.
We wanted about 20. All right.
Oh,
Dave's
hey, Carroll, nowhere to go right
doing?
there.
Cautions on the speedway. That will be cautions on the speedway, Joe. That was a weird one. They were going about 15 miles per hour right there.
Yeah, let's watch here, see Jason Dave.
Looks like
the cars in front of him checked up. Who was that? Billy, I think. Weird.
Yeah, that's a weird one. That's a weird one right there.
Carroll involved in it. But today, we got the worst end of it. Right on the wall, can't you? Round.
Well, somebody needs to be the good guy and just let him back up.
Yeah, or he's just going to back up in front of somebody. I mean, pretty much that's all it's going to boil down to. Yeah, there you go. You need to go now. No, don't go forward.
What are you going forward for?
Yeah, don't.
Oh, did he go? Did he lose a lap? He did. I can see it on your side ticker.
Yep.
Lost a lap.
You know,
That's what's brutal about a short track, Joe. You got to sit there to be clean, right? You don't want to back up in front of somebody, but at some point you just got to do what's best for you, right?
Slowly back up and hope that they use the brakes. If not, then it's on them, And that's
when I used to be in a big semi truck. You start creeping out in that intersection, they will stop. I promise you. They're going to
move over one. But they're going to move over one. I mean, hey. I mean, I'm with you on that one. Has been a good start so far. Carroll, he was moving up through the field. Now let's see what he can do. He got a little bit of damage there. Zimmerman is the big mover of the inverts, and Willie Evernham, I think, of the inverts, who have both come up. Zimmerman 6 spots, Willie 3. It says Carroll was 1, but he was up a little bit further. So Zimmerman right now, one of the biggest movers.
I was interested to see or to hear how your SDK was handling this. Does it say like Zimmerman started in the back and he's up spots correctly, or is it act like he started? It says
he's up 6 spots. He's up 6. So
okay,
started
awesome.
Back in. He started 11th, I think.
Right. Okay. I was wondering if the heat races would throw it off or not. So that's pretty cool. It keeps track of that.
Oh, it does. Yeah. Because the reason it does because it's a whole new session.
Right. When it switches over, I got you.
Switches over, it goes to a whole new session.
They've been really waiting to fire down right then. And that may hurt
Mettler's in
him.
the baddest spot right now. I think Raymond's in a better spot. If he can stay right there on the back bumper of Pittman,
He has a teammate right there. There's a teammate. He's going to let him down. He let him down. Right there.
Oh, and
but
then
look, he got turned for it. He got ran into by AJ, and then Brandon got the worst of it. That's what happens. Raymond checked up. Raymond checked up to let Mettler in, and Raymond got ran over, but then Mettler got the worst end of the stick right there.
We're watching right here. That's Mettler. Take off. I think Mettler, he was going in, and he almost, well, he got in the back of Pittman. All that. So he might have had to check up a little bit for Pittman and then Raymond, and it's just an accordion effect. And right here, he dives in, and then just, I don't know.
Short track racing.
Yeah. I mean,
Short track racing,
just
right?
I'm not a person that puts blame on anybody for something like that, because that's just really, that is just so close now, you know. And it takes me back to what I said before. When we come here, you know it's inevitable. You should, as a driver, you should expect it. I understand that you don't want to, or you don't, you're like, that's not going to happen to me. That's going to be done. It's like Talladega Daytona. I said, it's not if, it's when the big one's going to happen.
Russian roulette.
In it.
Yeah.
It really is. Really.
You can be doing everything
how you
correct.
Feel about it, Tanner? Tracks like this, you know, you could say, I'm good at Charlotte. I'm a good person at Texas, or something. You got a track like this, and I could be way off on this, but I really feel like you can't just sit and say, oh yeah, I'm awesome at, because there's so many variables that can take you out of this place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But now, I will say this, and this is going to be controversial. I feel like short track guys can, so us short track guys, right? We run mainly short track. I feel like we can venture over into the NASCAR world a lot easier than NASCAR drivers can venture over into the short track world.
Probably so.
And that may be that may not be correct.
That's why dirt track drivers excel a lot on short tracks. I mean,
right.
And I'm not, when I say that, like, can't be good at short track racing. Sure, I mean, you can come out here and I can drive this track all day. When I say what I say is, there's other variables there, which is mostly the other driver.
You're always going to be around somebody.
Yeah, you're always going to be around somebody, and some things are just out of your hand. Go back green and bull. Look at Raymond. He got that thing sideways.
Look, we haven't mentioned him yet, but that 13 Thomas Axum, we know he's fast on Tuesday nights, showing up on Monday nights here, and he's about to battle for the race lead, it looks like. As they're stacking up again now, this is when I get aggravated, when they just start running over each other.
Yeah, and
it looked like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to call it before we see it. I thought
Coffee on the SDK side. Let's go and see what happened to Coffee. I know he's going, but sometimes these short tracks, they throw cautions weird. And looks like...
Whoa. I think Zimmerman got punted. I think he got punted. Joe?
He's right here. Starting off turn one. By himself right here. What happened at 4? Okay. Had to be Willie behind him, and Willie just drove it in, sent it city.
Yeah, just
I mean,
take care of him.
That was basically Zimmerman, doing what he needed to do in the turn, and Willie, instead of going to the outside, just caught the back end a little bit. And we can sit up here and see it one angle. In a driver's view, it's different. Closing rate, all that stuff can play a factor. You know that, Tanner. You're in the cars. What might look up here like, man, why didn't he just slow up? He might have been able to, but then again, closing rates are so fast here.
Right.
I try to get a benefit of the doubt.
Right. You can hear my voice. I don't have much for it.
Well, I mean, I don't want to see a guy getting taken out or anything like that. You never do. But I do like this. It has put Chris Carroll up to 6th, Coffee there in 5th.
They're coming.
Unfortunately, that hurt Zimmerman, who was up front, went all the way back to 13th now. And let's see, Pittman's back in 11th here. So, yeah, and Mettler's back, still caught back there in 8th. I mean, a couple more cautions like this, if he can dodge them, Carroll could be right back up there in the mix for the lead.
Oh, absolutely. I never count that 99 car out, no matter where we're at. Look at this facility.
He's good with these late models, and I don't understand how he's so good with them, but he's good with them. And green. Start there, closer.
Yeah,
you're taking it easy. That's battle for
Look
the front.
Look at this shot. Yeah, you can see everything right now.
Yeah,
Joe.
I mean, this shot. That's why I like on this shot right here. Really, just kind of just shows you everything that's going on in the track. I do like the close-up shots through form show the cars off, but this here just really, can't beat it for showing all the action on the track. I mean, battle for the lead back there for 3rd and 4th. See it. Oh, and there he just brake bias. Another thing we ain't talked about, Tanner. That can affect these cars.
Absolutely. We saw it on Sunday in real life, and you have it here. This is one of the only tracks that you're really, really hard on them brakes.
AJ got the back end, a little bump on the back of Coffee. Got him a little wobbly.
Kind of gave him a shot though. You see the momentum he gained off that?
They did.
They kind of pushed him.
If you can power through the bump and I call it the bump and run, sometimes you benefit better from it than guy that did it. Right there,
right.
AJ kind of lost a lot of momentum, and Coffee was the one that benefited from it. But here comes Carroll up 4th. Raymond though out front. Looking green machine. I know Tammy out there.
Oh, she's
probably there. Lurking. Yeah, she probably out there. It should be Kelly out here. This should be Coffee's kind of track. He loves hitting a wall, so he can hit everything in this track and keep going. That poor guy.
That poor guy. Damage car much either. That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah, that poor guy. Him in the wall have a love affair.
I see, Coffee grew up racing on these style tracks, right? These Atlanta Oval.
What was that again, Kelly? He did. You told me a million times what it was, but I forget.
It's Legends and Bandoleros. I think that's what they're called.
That's right. Yep, you're right. Bandoleros.
At the Atlanta Oval, and he was actually pretty good at it. We actually were watching some of his races earlier today.
Okay.
And he grew up on these style tracks, right? Grew up on this style of racing, and I mean, with those cars, you had to lean on each other because the track's so small. You get 30 of them out there, right? And Coffee, I say it all the time. That's why I love the dude. He goes 110%. I may not like him on the track at all times, but he don't like me on the track at all times. But we finish up and we're friends. We'll play Madden with each other. We'll sit here and make fun of each other and have fun, right? But on the track, we're
play Madden
competitors.
with me, folks.
Oh God, Joe!
And look at the top 4 guys. Raymond has
May I got help with Jimmy?
Let's see what he's got here.
Maybe not. Look, just the way it looked. I don't think so. Oh, just trying to put the power down, Jimmy. Just a victim. Just a victim there, huh?
So the top 4 guys, Raymond has come up 4, Maxim 6, Coffee 8, and Carroll 8. Some big movers in that top 4.
Absolutely. Kelly says you should get hit from behind. Now, Kelly, that goes both ways now.
Man, does he hit the wall when in real racing?
I never seen the videos of him hitting the wall. I never saw it.
Don't quit hitting the wall.
If you hit the wall right, you got to fix it, right? So he probably protected that shit.
Carroll of the Ford. Raymond's in control of this one out front here tonight. Vikings Motorsports, Crooked Line Racing. We got a special event here. LA Coliseum. Real short style track here. I'd probably say this is probably the shortest track on iRacing.
Be between this and maybe Oxford, you think?
Yeah, Oxford. I'd have to go and look.
I'll Google it. I'll Google it for you. We'll find out.
Look. Because really, this one's what
.20. So
quarter
Oxford's.
mile?
I think so. Oxford is 3/8 a mile.
Yeah, you did.
Did I really?
Yeah.
All right, we won't think that.
Yeah, I'm not really
apologize,
sure. I mean,
but-
besides some of the dirt tracks, it's obviously I don't count those. You know, they're dirt tracks.
Right.
Oval
Joe.
fly, yeah.
So this is a quarter mile.
That's
so
what I thought it was, a quarter
25.
mile. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it'd be the shortest
Either short. That's what I thought. Tractor
as
is.
far as asphalt wise.
You know, and here's the thing: place looks bigger than a quarter mile. I've said that many times about some of the mile tracks. Some of them don't look as big as they do, and some of them do, but place doesn't look like a quarter mile. It looks a lot bigger. But a quarter mile is
Ooh.
big as Carroll sent that thing in there.
Yeah. He was going in, going for it. Now,
I don't
Coffee
think
was
he's
top of
trying.
the speed charts in practice here, Carol or Joe. So if he can get that 7 up front, he may walk this field. Just got to play the cautions right and hope they fall in his direction. Right. He
Right
got
now.
past Axiom right then, made a power move. I wasn't watching your stream. I was watching my own. I was dumb.
Yeah.
But
That's all right. Axiom right now, he's sitting there in third. Coffee, let's see, the last time he was about 500s faster than Raymond. And really, time-wise here, it's going to be all about just catching the guy. We usually say you can catch him, but passing him's two different things. At this track, if you can just catch him.
fill that mirror up. Make
fill
him
the
drive
mirror,
with
yeah.
the mirror. Because once he starts trying to drive defensive, you're in his head then, right?
Absolutely. You can get to that bumper right before the turn. Give him just a little bump. It'll send him into the turn a little bit hard. I mean, I wouldn't do it in the middle of the turn, 'cause that's when it's going to send him around. Might take you out of the race, too. Too far back right there. He needs to be right on that bumper going in.
Looks like he was searching right there
Yeah.
for something. See him driving a little bit different
trying
line.
to, yeah, he's trying to drive it to get to him, but Raymond's got a heck of a drive off the turns that Coffee's not able to do.
And now, Joe, remember, they don't get no tires tonight, so they get what they have right now,
that,
right?
That might
so
be a thing. If Coffee's using a lot of tires, he can see them things fall off late in the race here. Because Raymond does look a little more smoother through the turns than Coffee does. Maybe slowing, backing up that turn going in, but then get that drive off, and you see Coffee's really going deep into the turn, but then he loses all that momentum coming off, and that can screw up the tires a little bit.
As Coffee's actually drifting it right there, wheeling that thing. I think he is trying to get to Raymond. He's trying to get up there to him and control this race. This is one of those races where you would like to get out front and control it, because that means no mayhem out your front windshield, right? And looking for these drivers, they are on a green flag run right now. Comp caution coming at lap 75. That's going to bunch them back up. So our front pack might not get into lap traffic. They might. I'm not sure how far traffic is out in front of them. But that's something we haven't really hit on tonight yet. But I think we will, is the lap traffic aspect. Who can get through the traffic better?
And, you know, once they get in traffic here, it's pretty much as we're in the caution.
there we
as
go.
long as the cautions fly, we're not getting into that conversation. But this is on Zimmerman. Might have had some help back here. We just drove it in hard, and then iRacing didn't throw a caution for that.
All right, Joe, I just heard from Race Control as well. That is signified as the competition caution there. They're 10 laps into it.
Did iRacing throw a caution for that?
What? I can't lie. I was over there talking to them. Didn't even get to see it. Was it something pretty crazy?
Now watch it again. Watch this.
It-
I mean, here lately it's been kind of crazy on some of these short tracks. Now, I've seen cars be in the middle of the track, never throw one.
Can't get one. Can't get a
Watch
caution.
this, look. Throw a caution for that?
Whoa.
Yeah. Like, wow, really?
There's nobody else on the track either, huh? Nobody else wrecked anywhere?
Not that I know of.
That is insane. I mean, Pittman looked like he was going to wreck, but like we said earlier, speeds are so slow, you can save it a lot
I
easier
think
here than you
it's
can at
something to
track play.
do with how they've got short tracks set up, because I've seen it even on the regular series. here on Monday and on Tuesday. Sometimes some wild stuff, man. The guy just
Right.
kind of get a little bit sideways and it throw a caution. Next thing you know, dude be sitting in the middle of the track and he's able to turn around and go. He'll sit there for like a 10, 15, 20 seconds.
He'll sit there and try to
throw
get a
one.
caution, right?
Or two cars might spin or something. It's like it won't throw one. So I've seen some weird stuff. I think it has to do. Matter of fact, though, I don't know if everybody watched the All-Star NASCAR thing. I turned it off, but anyways, if you watched it, you saw some weird stuff there too. Let's just leave it at that.
Right,
I mean,
right.
they was pileups and then no cautions. So it was like, wow. I think it has something to do with a lot of the short tracks, how they're set up.
These cautions right here, Joe, do you think they're helping Raymond or hurting Raymond? Because he had a little bit of a cushion to coffee and Axe. I'm not much of one, but now he has to race him again, right?
My thing is, I always say the leader has that advantage of going. The problem is a track like this, Coffee could run that thing down into turn one, get in the back of him. So there's danger every time, like that right there. There's danger every time that they take off. So he's not getting as far back. He's not getting as far in front of those guys on the start. So I'd be a little worried if I was the leader on a track like this than I would be on maybe a slightly bigger, smaller track where, I could get more speed going into turn one.
Right, absolutely. That's what I was getting. I would be nervous firing off as a leader here, and then every restart, if you're that guy on the outside, it don't matter if you're row 1 or row 8 on the outside, it's brutal. We're watching Mettler here. He can't get down. He can't find a way to get down.
And the only thing you can do is pinch the guy on the inside, but then you see there's Zimmerman's going to try to drive it in to the back door, which is what he needs to do. And that right there is just basically, that's a product of short track racing there. That, if you, I know but I know drivers are going to be mad at each other for that. Well, he just sent it. That right there was, Mettler left the door open for a while. Zimmerman came in it. Zimmerman probably thought he was, or Mettler thought he was clear, and chaos from there. It's just that's short track racing in a nutshell.
Absolutely.
And I know drivers will be mad at each other for it. They're, why they gotta do it? Why didn't you stop it? You've got to take the opportunity, especially on a track like that. Take the opportunity. There's a bigger track, maybe Martinsville or something, or probably back out of it. A track like this, you've got to take that up.
As you see, Axum got around Coffee, so that's going to allow Coffee to fire off on the bottom this time. He's probably happy the caution came out. He can probably more than likely take back his second place spot here. But then if another caution comes out, you're right back where you was,
Oh yeah, Raymond's been in charge all night long. He's right there with him. I don't know how aggressive Axum's going to get. We've seen Coffee there. Errol's back there in fourth place. AJ Warren's there. Zimmerman's still hanging on. 6th place spot up there in 7th. Young and then 8th. Steve 9th. Pittman's back. Pittman's one of the biggest losers. Willie Evernham and Jimmy.
Not trying it, Joe. I'm not sure.
Jimmy Q. What did I say it that way? How's that?
That sounds good. I always just call him Jimmy.
Jimmy. Down the back.
Oh,
Mark
Zimmy.
Lewis. What's up, Mark? Wow.
Zimmy's kind of had a rough night tonight, hasn't he? He's normally keeps the car fairly clean, but he's not saying he's caused every incident. He's just been a part of a lot of incidents tonight. Can't keep the nose clean.
What Mark said out there. Here's where the nervous part comes in. You asked earlier, Tanner. Raymond's dominated this race all along. What he does not want to see is a caution with about 5 to go or 10 to go. Because usually there's when guys are going to go aggressive, and 5 to 1, the likelihood of him losing the lead substantially higher.
Right, absolutely. Because then somebody will send it, right?
Sure, yeah. So you're right, Mark. When dominating this whole entire race, we've seen people like that, and there, boy, fire's hard.
But
Look
was
at
able to get
Carroll. He
down.
sent that on the outside, tried, but
My
you just saw
goodness.
this track's not going to hold. You got to try it. And then wheel hop. Oh, man, that was Zimmerman. He had to wheel hop that thing. Wow.
I think Zimmerman's driving pretty mad right now. I think he's driving a little aggressive right now. And you see it. He's going in a little bit harder into the corners, and that's where the wheel hop's going to come from, right? You can't get the car slowed down, so you're stabbing them brakes, and when that car starts bouncing, you got no friction, nothing stopping that car.
I'm loving it right now. This guy's out here just beating and banging, and this almost looks like the old style way of Bristol when we always said, used to back in the day in NASCAR, actually really can't really say it nowadays because beat and bang like they did, but those cars did not come out of those tracks or Martinsville pretty.
You can tell they had been racing.
They had been racing, yes. And it was just always a pass for lead, accident. And see, this is what we didn't. I'll go back on the replay here and see what passed. But yeah, this reminds me of what it was back in the old days where you would come out with tire marks on the side of the door or anything else. You don't see it nowadays because racers nowadays are hard. Oh, a little bit. Got him up the track, got him tight, and opened the door. That's what he needed right there.
That was pretty textbook. That was textbook right there.
So now Raymond and...
Oh, wait. Was Raymond involved in the caution?
I don't know. We're going to go to Willie Evernham here. Who was. I can't talk, folks. Was the one involved in it. Oh, now there you go on the walk. Now, I haven't seen that. Good grief.
Oh, my goodness.
It's probably the worst wreck we've seen on track.
Did he get on his wheels? That's the real question.
Oh,
he does.
Oh, and then here's... No. Now
That's okay. Okay, that's why Raymond stopped. Okay.
Yeah. Now, Raymond should be able to get his position back, though.
Right. You got to back up right, but don't do it right whenever the field's coming through.
Yeah. Let those guys know you're coming. Let those guys know you're coming.
Just asking for trouble. Nothing was ever said over race comp. Dude, I got race comps turned up where I can hear them. Nothing was ever said.
Coming back. But Raymond, the good news there is he didn't get contact or anything, so he'll get his position back. So we've got William out there says, "Go Coffee."
Dad, Coffee got some fans in the stands. That's it.
And I think a race like here tonight's probably built for him. And on the flip side, I think a race like this tonight is not built for a guy like Carroll, because Carroll's more of a calculated, smooth driver. And yeah, we go to a lot of short tracks, but he's able to utilize that. Here is just a bull ring all track. You've got to be kind of the right place, the right time, but you got to be a little bit aggressive. So on the flip side, I think his track benefits a guy maybe like Coffee, whereas Carroll, we can see it might not benefit him so much. I'd say he's not good.
Right here.
Done been out there running everybody over.
Right. Daniel be out there leading
and
this thing,
Axum, it really benefits a guy like him because Axum really aggressive and chasing, man, I tell you. Shows you the horsepower right there. And you just see Coffee, yeah, he's going to utilize the bumper textbook right there. If he can hold that going in, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. AJ spun. Yep. And here comes Carroll. And you see Carroll not utilizing the bumper, wanting to try to make a clean pass. That works, you know, a lot of times, but on a track here, sometimes. What Coffee did, beautiful. I got to give my hats off to him.
Now he's got to chase down. Got pink on pink. Pink's in first, pink's in second. Got to try to chase down number 13 now, but then you still got to watch that mirror whenever Carroll's behind you. 'Cause you know that black car with the red hood, he's going to get closer and closer to you eventually, right?
He is. And see, and here's where I'm interested because I've always said if I ever had one of the guys behind me, it would be Carroll. But on a track like this, I think Carroll needs to realize I'm going to have to get up there and...
It forces your hand.
Yeah, bump just a little bit, you know. I might not want to, but I'm going to have to change my philosophy a little bit here if I want to win. If not, if he's content racing here in third. The bad thing is this is a non-points race. Normally he does that because of points. It's all about winning. Go for it.
$25 on the line, Joe. Five King Motorsports sponsored it. We put the money up.
You get a loaf of bread for that.
Right.
Bologna.
If you're lucky.
AJ Warren back here with Zimmerman. Zimmer's still fighting that machine. Allen right there along with Young. Trying to see what he can come up with. Just not working the way he wants it to right now. And that's a double-edged sword there, Tanner. You can see you get that drive going in, but you might get that bump. But that bump also hurts your momentum too.
Exactly. It's weird out here. We did tour mods and legends out here, and when you got that driver behind you too, Joe, you feel like you need to drive it in a little bit deeper, right? But then that messes you up on exit, and then what happens? That driver gets closer and closer to you because he's turning a little bit better lap times. That's a double-edged sword as well. That's what I told these guys tonight when we were talking to our team. I was like, just don't even look at the mirror. I know it's hard, right? It's almost impossible not to do, but the longer you look ahead and not at that mirror, the faster you'll be tonight.
You know, we were talking about the major difference between Bowman Gray and this track is pretty much both quarter miles off track. Right. This track looks like what they did is they just squeezed it in. If you was to pull out the in the middle, if you was just to take and pull it out, kind of what Bowman Gray would be. That's what makes the turns wider. Turns here are very narrow, but it's got a long straightaway. Bowman Gray's turns are really, really wide. But basically, all it is from this shot here, you can see if you just kind of stretched it out, a little bit.
Exactly.
There you go.
Just pulled it at the flag stand. Just started pulling it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Battle right there. Larry Allen. Yep, Pittman, Larry Allen. Battle. I mean, that's a good shot right there to show what's going on about the whole field. These guys are having to use brakes.
Whoa, that was
crazy.
You see it? That was like synchronized drifting right there.
Oh, here we go.
I love this shot right here. This is my favorite camera angle you do.
It just shows you a good understanding of the close. Oh, and boom, you just see that wall come up on you. The closing rate too is so high here. And Metler's right there on the inside, and
that was close. Oh, AJ Warren got a little blink
here, and just see what kind of hand movement these guys are doing on this track. Putting a lot of wheel into it. It actually looks pretty smooth
really
coming
smooth.
off.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it felt planted when you got on the gas. Like you couldn't just full throttle until that nose was pointed straight.
That looks good. That's better than I really thought. I mean, yeah, he's putting a lot of input in it because he has to run his turn, but he's not jerking that wheel coming out. It's right there. You got a little loose, but
go to somebody like Raymond or Coffee. Somebody that's a little bit more aggressive with the wheel.
All right, let's go Coffee here.
See how they're.
Now he kind of went in almost a dirt track style.
He got a little loose on the brakes right there, right?
Yeah, that might be his brake bios. All right, he looks smooth there and fighting it just a little bit coming off. But brake bios could have a thing, and
driving styles too.
Yeah,
I mean,
here's our leader, Axum. He looks dead on it right now. These guys are looking a lot smoother than I thought they would. I would have really thought maybe they'd been working that wheel a little bit coming off the turn. I mean, you can see there once in a while when they brakes. But that's about as good as you're going to get.
Ooh, Axel got in the wall right there. Look at that. Damaged his left front up as well.
He's got a good lead.
He does.
And now he's got a 1.8 second lead. Now, Farrell chewing on that back bumper of Coffee, and this is what I go back to is Farrell's trying to pass clean.
Coffee gave him the room right there.
He gave him that inside lane.
He did.
And see, now here's where Coffee messed up. He gave him that inside lane. I don't want to say he gave it to him, but he opened up that door, and now Coffee's pretty much going to have to get there. And there you see Carroll got loose.
And all this is doing is just allowing Axum to scoot out further. I thought Coffee gave him the spot first, but now look, they're really duking it out racing, so maybe not.
Oh yeah, this is second. Now you got Raymond involved there, and Carroll knows he's in trouble now. That was a good shot that Raymond did. The problem is he lost so much momentum that it's going to allow. Well, I thought it was going to allow Carroll to get down, but eventually get down. Allow Carroll to get down and move back in that third place, but you could just see the driving differences. Coffee, slightly a little more aggressive. Carroll gonna have to pick up the aggressiveness, I think.
Aaron gave him a little bump right then. I saw
he's gonna
Coffee's
have
car.
to. He's gonna have to.
Forward.
It's just, I think he tried the clean pass, didn't work. Now it's, all right, I'm about to go up there and give him a little update. It's good
So he's
racing.
getting closer and closer to him.
Really good racing. We're right here with Raymond. He's got the best view in the house of his battle in front of him. And you can just see right there that car Carroll. You see that nose dive down? That's hard on the brakes. Look at that car. I mean, look at it.
I've never experienced it until here. Like, we've ran Martinsville and stuff like that. I've never experienced really stabbing that brake. We're always taught.
Yeah, look at it, man. It is just ruining that car down. That's where you got to have your brake bias right, too, because he has his brake bias wrong. He can send that car around. We go again. Able to get on the inside of Coffee. Allow Raymond right there. Let's see what Coffee does. Coffee tried to sling it in. Are you kidding me? What a move.
What a drive.
Wow. Yeah, you can tell. And look at Coffee again.
2 times in a row.
Wow. Now he keeps doing that. He's going to let Carroll just ride off in the sunset because it tires.
Well, he's heating those tires up too much right now. He's going to have to get them cooled down.
He's going to have to. Now he's going to be in the clutches of Raymond. And, yep.
That was impressive.
I think the tires are pretty much, he burned them up hard right there, Tanner.
Now he might be able to get them cooled down, but yeah, that was entertaining as heck.
That was some good hanging on right there.
I saw Scotty Stevens was in the picture for a while here, was maintaining kind of close pace to them. He's showing a lap down. If he can ever get that lucky dog, he might be able to get up there and fight with
Day is actually the
I
first
see
one
that
lap
now.
down.
Day got passed for the first one to be a lap down because he was just on the lead lap while ago when I saw that. Okay. Oh, look, Raymond giving him a little bumper, going to try to play bumper tag with him. But Coffee braces for it. We talked about this. He learned it from Racing Legends that, and in those cars you had to bump to pass. So you hit that brake a little bit and you just brace.
Coffee's tore those tires up. He's heating them up a lot. He's going to be fighting that car for the rest of 20 laps here. And Raymond, this is the time Raymond needs to pounce.
Well, right. While the tires are heated up, Raymond needs to try to go. He's hitting him. He's trying
push him in that turn. Make him use those tires. Don't let him rest. Yeah, right there. Ooh. Make him run. It's a good battle.
And this track, it's so hard to do a crossover move here because it's not really wide enough, right? And it's hard to make it stick. So for Raymond to get around, he's either going to have to give a little nudge or Coffee with those tires may have to wash up a little bit. But
Coffee
looks pretty planted right now. It looks like the tires have gotten back underneath him, Joe.
Yeah, Coffee needs to see if he can. And Raymond's been harassing him on the back end.
I think Raymond's using his tires up right now. I think because you can see he's sliding it. He's sliding it around a little bit. And that's what it takes. I mean, that's what it's going to do.
Kelly said, look, it's bumper cars. Yeah, it's bumper cars. All right.
Yeah. Oh, look, both synchronized drifting again. One gets sideways, they both do.
Let's see. Axiom right now has a 4-second lead. He's in lap traffic. This is where danger lurks at every corner for him. Carroll now sitting in second, just going to kind of probably coast. Big battle on the tracks right here with Coffee and Raymond. And I'm with you. I think Raymond now has used up those tires.
It's like roles reversed, right?
Yep.
He's got too much heat in those tires, and it shows. Coffee was planted there, let his tires cool down, and started to pull away.
Pittman's been able to fire back up the 5th place spot. Run by him.
I think Axum has done a picture-perfect race where he said that he followed Jason Raymond for about 30 or 40 laps, right? Not using his equipment up. And then now, 13 laps to go, he's in go mode now. Look at him. He's just out there turning practice laps. Yeah, just turning practice laps now.
Him and Carroll. I mean, Carroll back there, he probably knows there's no way I'm going to catch him. You see the last lap, he's a little bit faster than Axum, but it's just not fast enough to be able to have enough time to catch him. Nowhere near it. Both of them cars are just cruising. Now, Coffee, he can't be in cruise control because Raymond is there.
We need a caution for those top two to battle it out. That's what we need, Joe.
Whew. Yeah, but then you're going to get these guys together.
Yep.
That's one thing Axum doesn't want to see. And now there's what Raymond wants to see. Coffee spinning them tires. Tear them up. Oh, if he could have got... That's what Raymond wanted to try to do. Get on the inside of him.
Oh, he might be there. No, Coffee's going to close the door. Raymond,
are you kidding?
Drift. I love this track, Joe.
Wow.
You cannot hate. Nobody can ever hate on this track. Speeds are slow enough where they can do stuff like that.
That was... If he passes Coffee, that's going to be the pass of the race, probably. That was wild.
I love this track, Joe, for that. And look, Coffee's going to give him a shot. Push him up the track, gives him time, though, to save it.
The thing about it, too, is even doing that, any other track, you'd have done lost all kind of momentum. Here, you're at least able to try to keep your momentum going. But, man, what about all the problem is this brought Pittman into the mix here. Oh, he got on the track.
Another shot.
Caution is out. Are you kidding me?
Uh-oh.
That's Scotty Stevens. Thought he got off the track.
That car is beat and bang, Joe.
Tell me that threw a caution.
That was a while back.
Yeah. Or don't tell me he came back on the track. No, I don't get it.
Wait, Joe. He took a fast repair right there. Let's see if something happens right here.
Oh, he stopped on the track, past the cone. Triggered caution, just like in dirt racing. If you go past the cones a certain spot, iRacing will caution, and he sit there.
He was trying to get out safely and didn't realize it. Okay. Hey, I'm glad. I'm personally glad. We're about to have a battle. If you drink, get you a beer, pop the top. If you smoke,
and
light
if you
one up.
take some Xanax, man, you might want to take a couple.
Because your nerves are about to be bad. Because you don't want to fall asleep and miss this right here, guys.
But your nerves are about to be bad. You're going to need something.
If you're a fan of one of these drivers right here, I just hope nobody gets hurt feelings, Joe, because then I got to hear it. I just hope there's action, but nobody gets mad.
Don't get mad. They going to get mad. Hey, is there a green, white checkered here?
Yes, sir. 3 of them. 3 of them. So this may not be the last
we're going to have to start with our top view here because it's going to be so chaotic. We want to see what's going to happen throughout the field here. This shot just shows everything. About the only track I know the Blimpie cam shows everything.
I don't know what shot we need, but I just know I'm glad we got the replay cam.
Told you, man. Go whisper in your wife and say, "Baby, I just want to say
I'm
the
about
most
to eat
blimpiest
Oreo
fine. I am so you are the so blimpiest fine lady in the world." Get slapped in the head with a frying pan. We know what happens.
Yo, you ever heard of Oreo cakesters? I'm not big on Oreos or cookies, really, but these Oreo cakesters are straight fire.
Okay, nice. Let's eat some cheesy puffs.
Oh, look
well,
here.
Axum got the jump he wanted. Here, the battle's going to be for that 3rd place right there. Coffee and all those guys are going to be battling. You got Coffee, Raymond. Look at that side by side. And then, Pittman takes it in there hard. It's just a good shot to show right here. Now he just drove Coffee into the wall. Coffee's going to remember that, and he does. Oh, straightened him up.
Scotty Stevens texted me and said the caution wasn't him.
Just like that. I mean, it was fast and furious, but wow, that right there was crazy, and then they're just going to kill themselves. But Axum comes home with a win. Carroll in 2nd. Raymond Haynes on the 3rd. What a finish to this.
So I'll be honest. These Oreo cakesters on broadcast was a bad idea. It's hard to talk now.
Shoot. I've done that, man. Hey,
I was hungry. I had to get something.
I used to have a guy Tim in the booth with me. Good man, good guy. I really miss Tim, but good guy, and that man, he'd be like, Joe, I'm be right back. He'd go get him a cup of coffee, and then he'd come back, and the next thing I know, he'd be over there, yeah, that was a pretty good lap. I'm like, what you got in your mouth? A biscuit? I'm like, good grief. I was like, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Scotty said, before we get the interview going, he said, caution wasn't actually on me. I actually ran a few laps after that. So the caution wasn't even what we saw right then, Joe.
I don't know where it would have came out then.
I have no idea. I'm going to get Raymond up here. We'll have a quick word with him. See what he thinks about the whole shindig.
Yeah, bring Raymond. I'm looking for
Jason Raymond, you are in the booth, you ugly duckling. But you did get you a third-place finish here tonight. You got copy.
I got you.
So you got up there, was able to lead some laps, put the 44 up front where it needed to be. But then a restart, Axum kind of got you.
By the way,
copy. Axum kind of got you on the restart a little bit, and then it was backwards after that, right? And we watched you and Coffee battle lap after lap after lap. Talk me through that right there, brother.
Yeah, that battle. Okay, I gotta say, I love this track more than I did before I joined in.
Exactly.
It was a lot of fun, actually. It was just some hard racing. No people are probably a little upset with how it ended, but the bump and runs and the close racing, bumping and banging, was super fun, and definitely encourage people to get out here and try the track if you haven't tried it yet.
I mean, it's just awesome. It's just racing, short track racing at its finest, Jason. Who you got to thank about number 44 as I'm eating an Oreo cakester?
I got to thank a lot of people. First off, I got to thank my parents and you guys for doing the broadcast. All the guys over at Five Kings Motorsports. I got to give Michael Falk a huge shout out over at MF Racing Designs for this awesome paint scheme. I got to thank the Barn Package Store, Tile Chief Floor and Wall Coverings, Maconi Setup Shop, TheButtKicker.com, Savage Edge Apparel, FB's Sim Racing Button Box, Raise Energy, and BAM Racing Videos.
Awesome. As a team owner, I applaud you for hitting them all. Good job, buddy, and congratulations on your podium finish tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Third place run there for him. The second place man, Chris Carroll.
Oh, Chris Carroll. He's not used to finishing second, huh? He's used to come up here finishing first, but tonight, just the caution, the way it fell, Axel was able to run away from him. Chris, Tanner Marr up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got a copy, Tanner Marr.
Chris, we watched you battle throughout the field, and a little beating and banging out there. Usually that 99 stays fairly clean. Talk me through the racing tonight from your point of view.
By far the toughest track we will run on iRacing in a group. Different braking points, different places. Had to kind of, on the outside, you kind of had to experiment where your braking points were, and I missed it a couple times. I almost killed Axum once and just turned right. Tough out there, man. Guys are beating and banging and getting at it the way you should be. I just wish they wouldn't wreck each other, hit each other so hard. I mean, me and Coffee did it right there, moving each other nice and smooth. And racing hard out there, man. It's tough.
I'll be honest. I am completely jealous. Y'all got to go out there and do it. But I had fun calling the action with me and Joe. We laughed up here. Y'all boys put on a show. This will definitely be a league race. It'll be tough to pull off. It might be messy, but Chris, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fun was tonight's race to you?
I had a lot of fun out there, man. Beating and banging with Coffee, beating and banging with a few other guys to get a spot. And, I think, guys, it would be more fun if guys could really, really pay attention to that braking point and brake early behind a guy. There's lots of speed through the center and the exit if you brake early and give that guy a little room. But, yeah, it was a lot of fun tonight, man. There was some profanity there a few times, but that's short track racing, right?
Right. I mean, I came over the comms, Joe don't even know it. I muted and told everybody it's time to stop because it was getting a little messy there towards the middle, but y'all cleaned it up and y'all put on a good show, Chris, so I applaud y'all for that. You got any sponsors or shout-outs you want to thank for putting that number 99 up on the podium once again?
Yeah, I got to thank you guys here, you and Josh and all the guys that work hard, the admins here. Got to thank Brian Zimmerman, as always, in that USAFirearms.com looking scheme. I'm thinking of changing it here, so we'll see how that goes. And got to thank Refined Motorsports, and I got to thank who else? I'm missing somebody, and I don't know who it is, but just thank everyone here.
Act
man.
like you've done this before, man. I know you've done this a few times.
I'm missing somebody. I don't know who it is. Maybe you can help me out there.
I can't remember. Piddler.
Pit Lizard Performance. That's it. I was the only one out there tonight, me and Zim, but we gave them all we had there. It was tough beating, getting up through there.
Yep, you got her done. Congratulations, Chris Carroll, second place on the podium.
Thanks, sir.
Go second place man tonight. Well, this guy here, Thomas Axum, he put it up there. Thomas, Joy the boot got copy.
Yes, sir.
How tough was it to get through this field and get out front?
Oh man, well, knowing the guys that you race with, and everyone's going to be respectful for a small track like that. Definitely wasn't bad. Wasn't the easiest task, but you just had to dig low and be underneath them on exit, and try and be there for the entry.
How did you enjoy the racing here? I mean, once you got out front, it was on cruise control, but did you enjoy this track with this car?
Yeah, I was just saying to Jason Raymond right after, I was like, man, that was probably the most fun I've had in this car in a while, man. I've never tried that car combo until 2 hours ago, and I thought that was a really good mismatch.
You're a little worried with that last caution.
Heart sank. Saw that with 4 to go. I seen Chris Carroll was sneaking up in the relative as well. I had a little conversation with him, and I felt like he had the car to beat. If it wasn't me up front, it would have been him right at the end there. It would have been really interesting knowing he was going to be right with me. But we got the little jump there, and luckily only had 2 to go. If we had a 5-10 lap run, it would have been very interesting.
Absolutely, definitely. You guys out front there, man, led and looked good on the track all night long. You got anybody you want to thank for this awesome win?
Yeah, shout out to Tanner for putting on these short races, short notice. I mean, small car counts, but it's great racing. I mean, just having so much fun with all these guys. I mean, there's no issues. You just want a clean league race. Come out to Crooked. Shout out to all the Crooked guys. Like I said, going side by side with guys like Raymond, Coffee, Carroll, all these guys, Pittman. It's just so fun week in, week out. Just shout out to Joe up in the booth and my sponsors, Bernier's Liquors and Studios 10 Designs.
Hey, look, $25 richer. You can go to Waffle House now.
Yes, sir. Go to Disneyland. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. All right, man. There you go. Winner tonight, Thomas Axum, and I tell you, what a race it was, Tanner. I mean, it was exciting to watch these guys right here beat and bang, typical short track racing, and a lot of drama.
Always. I can't wait to go jump out of this channel to a different channel because I see people are live down there. They're sharing screens, and that's never a good sign, right?
Well, it's like I say, typical short track stuff. You never know what happens after. Folks, I tell you what a wild one here at the Coliseum. Hope you enjoyed it for the Fire Kings Motorsports Crooked Line Racing. For myself and everyone, have a good night.